Hey everybody, welcome to Mainly Movies. The teaser trailer for Marvel's upcoming Black Widow movie was just released extremely early this morning. Right now, I'm feeling a little mixed about the prospect of a Black Widow movie. I really like the character, and I do think that she can sustain a solo movie, but I just don't know about this whole prequel idea. It'd be interesting to see her backstory and maybe finally see what happened in Budapest, but it just seems like an odd route to go, especially after the events of Endgame. I'm still curious to see what it's like though, so let's check it out.
I used to have nothing. And then I got this job, this family. But nothing lasts forever.
I heard you had to leave in a hurry.
It's never easy these days.
So it's after Civil
What are you
War?
going to do?
I've lived a lot of lives, but I'm done running from my past.
I know you're out there.
I know you know I'm out here. So we're gonna talk like grown-ups?
Is that what we are?
It's good to see you too, sis.
What brings you home?
It's like Jason Bourne.
We have unfinished business. We have to go back to where it all started.
Lucky us.
One thing's for sure. It's gonna be a hell of a reunion.
Still fits. Family. Back together again.
You got fat.
So that looks better than I expected. I think that looks pretty solid. It seems to be more of like a midquel than like a prequel. There's definitely prequel elements to it. We get that kind of flashback of her when she's training when she's young, and I maybe there's going to be more prequel-y stuff like that, but I think it's mostly going to be in kind of flashback form. It seems like it's more of that midquel, and seems like to me at least that it's set after the events of Captain America's Civil War, right? So this is after they've kind of broken off into their two factions, right? And this is, I guess, the story of what happened in that interim, with her at least going back, seemingly to where it started for her. So I think that's kind of an interesting route to take. I think I kind of like this a little bit more than just a straight up prequel, because I think that kind of sets a weird, or that could potentially set kind of a weird precedent for the whole franchise, of like really just getting too much into like all of every individual character's like midquel prequel thing. I think that could get a little much, but I think for this one it's okay, especially given the events of Endgame. And who knows, maybe this is going to somehow provide us with some insight that's going to change our perception of what happens regarding her in Endgame. I don't know, but I like this. It doesn't really feel like kind of the typical Marvel movie. It definitely has hints of that. There's the comedy, and there's always been action in Marvel movies, but I really like the way it approaches it. Seems to be very much along the line of the Bourne trilogy, right? Jason Bourne. I get major Bourne vibes when she and her sister, I don't know who these other characters are. I'm not super into the comics, so all of these characters are completely new to me besides her. But that seemed very much like Bourne, even her on the motorcycle, and so that I like that. I like the Bourne trilogy, and so I like the prospect of that. I also appreciate that this seems to be kind of its own thing. There's obviously going to be connections to the other Marvel movies, but it seems like they're going to primarily be in flashback form. Kind of, I'm sure there's going to be some talk of the Civil War and all that kind of stuff, but I doubt Nick Fury's gonna just like pop up in the middle, right? Or like Tony Stark's not just gonna fly in, right? Like it's gonna be mostly about her and these other characters, this like Russian Captain America seeming guy and these other two people, Florence Pugh's character and Rachel Weisz's character, maybe trained with her, trained in a similar place. I don't really know. Again, the backstories, I'm really interested to kind of see how that all plays out. And the other thing I kind of like about this is it seems to be focusing really on her, right? I mean, in all the previous movies, you know, she's always had a part in them. You know, Iron Man 2, like, we get the really great hallway fight with her, but that's really the only time we see her kind of showing off what she can do, kind of on her own. We get the intro in the Avengers too, which kind of hints at that, but she's always kind of been this character for the other characters, right? Like she's always been sort of the ground for Bruce Banner, right? To kind of help calm him down when he would Hulk out, or kind of that friendship kind of bond between her and Hawkeye. But we've rarely seen her as just like her own character. And so I think this is kind of going to provide an interesting look at that and maybe get some more insight into her as just kind of this singular character. Of course, we've got seemingly a team up with these other people from her past, but you know, having a movie called Black Widow, it's going to be mostly about her. So I'm kind of interested in that. So I'm excited for this one. I'm surprised. I didn't realize how soon this one's coming out. May. I mean, that's pretty quick here. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's my take on the trailer. But what did you think of it? Excited for a Black Widow solo movie? Be sure to let me know in the comments below. Alright, so if you got some enjoyment or insight out of this reaction, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit that like button. And if you haven't done so already, please hit subscribe while you're at it to see more videos like this, as well as movie reviews. Till next time, this has been Alyssa with Mainly Movies, the way life should be.